because I'm on my way to work. Just leaving the yard here. And something got screwed up with the scheduling, so that's not cool. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Day. Do you remember the movie where Jim Carrey says, B-E-A beautiful? Well, that's the kind of day it is today. I'm just on my way to do the chicken chores and say good morning to all the fur and feathers in our lives. And I know I say this word a lot, but they're so cute. They really do fill me with joy, and I hope that seeing them every day lightens your heart a little bit too, because they're so cute. I've learned after years and years of experience that the best thing in the whole world for me, and probably for you too, is routine. Doing the same things every day. Most people do well with routine. And I'm not like, my personality is one where I just, I can pick up and fly in any direction, which means sometimes I'm not very grounded. But animals force you to have a routine. And I think if you're an animal lover, the word force is maybe, really, that's enough, I'm talking, you're interrupting. No, she's too excited. She thinks she's gonna get the rest of the chicken's treats. Anyway, animals require routine. If you want to have healthy animals, you have to feed them at the same time every day. You have to let them out at the same time, generally, every day. You have to do all the things. And it is an act of joy and love that makes having routine in your daily life easy. Okay, Tilly, you ready? There. Whatever the chickens haven't finished by now, Tilly gets to have, which isn't good for her waistline, but I feel bad not sharing. And off he goes to find adventure. Okay, you want to go see where the treats are? Because you didn't get enough already today? Come on. Chick, chick, chick. Come on. You know where they are. Come on. Listen, he'll be so excited. That's Rooster for look what I found. Stay still while I get on top of you. Well, the plan today is to finish cleaning up, I know it's a bit late, the garden under the deck. I started the other day. I had intentions of starting about a month ago. And you can see that everything's grown up pretty well. Everything that shouldn't be growing anyway is growing really well. This is the worst garden. It's just like gravel and weeds and rocks and clay, and there's not much in the way of dirt, but we do our best. There's a giant rock right there, like the size of my head. Anyway, the first time I worked this garden, like when we were building this garden, Aaron and I were still dating. And I had moved some perennials over to the rock garden, but I hadn't touched the space under the deck yet. Anyway, the night before, he had been shooting squirrels, which I couldn't watch. It was just, yeah, it was a bit traumatic for me. I know it's a farm kid thing, but hi Tilly. But yeah, no matter how country I get, that's still a hard thing to watch. So anyway, Leela, who was only about 5 at the time, and I came and we were, I think we were working some coir in to try and increase the fiber in the soil, something like that. Well, I was. Leela was probably playing. And all of a sudden, I come around the corner in the garden, and I see this little squirrel who's got half of its face missing, but it's not dead. And it's lying there like this. And I had to, Tilly, you might not want to listen to this part. I had to put it out of its misery. I cried. I said a little prayer for it. I had to teach Leela about life and death. It was a big day. Okay. But luckily that hasn't happened since. And we had a talk, Erin and I, about aim and follow through. Ooh, yeah. Fun times. You never know. You never know what you're gonna get. Right, Tilly? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to get any kisses on my face. I'm going to put the little ones to bed because they're not even outside. Oh, wait, I lied. They came out. I'm still going to go to bed, though. So they're trying to decide. Oh, watch how I do it. All I do is walk behind them real slow, and in they go. They're not, whoops, old enough to put themselves to bed yet, and they're not perching. But all I have to do is walk behind them and they're ready to go to bed, which is pretty great. The only trouble is if you wait too long. One time my husband waited too long and they just kind of freeze and get really dumb by the door, and then you have to pick each one up and put it in, which is a bit more work. So it's nicer to catch them when they're still lively, and then they pretty much just go in to bed on their own. Right, guys? Yeah, still scared of nothing. Good night. The big chickens have put themselves to bed too. Oh, hey, there's some eggs. That's great. All right, so there's, oops, almost everybody. Mama's in there being broody, and everybody else is old enough to know how to perch. Good night. He lets me pet him every night. Tell him what a handsome boy he is. What a good rooster he is. He even lets me go like this. He's very tolerant. Well, the time that I was working okay, let me try that again. Between the time I was working in the garden under the deck and now, many, many hours have elapsed. I did end up going to the office this afternoon, and yeah, we got a bunch done, although I'm glad to be home now. And tomorrow I will finish the last little bit that I have to do, there we go, under the deck, and then show it to you and ask your opinion, because I'm not really sure how to finish the space. It's like there's this big paved area under the deck that has very little in it, and I just don't really know how to make it a usable space. So I'll show it to you tomorrow and you can let me know what you think. That's it for me. I'm gonna head in and have a bath because my feet are actually, all of me is pretty grubby. That's what it is in the summertime. And then I'm gonna knit, and then I'm gonna pass out, and it'll be great sleep, I tell you. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I made a really interesting supper tonight. I followed a recipe, which is always like a bit of a probably a mistake. Like, you know better in your head. You're like, oh gee, I wouldn't make it this way. I wouldn't make it that way. I wouldn't do this, that, and the other. But you follow the recipe, and then it doesn't quite turn out. So I'm gonna do it again, probably in a couple days. And when I do it again, I'll show you. It was a beet potato, what are they called? Patties with an avocado. Wait, I say avocado. The kids are rubbing off on me. Avocado. It's like they're in California or something. Avocado black olive dip. Yeah, it was 7 out of 10, but I can make it better. So we'll try it again in a few days, and I will show you how. Anyway, Tilly's here. Such a happy dog. She's always smiling. Here to say goodnight, and I will see you again in the morning. Night.